for whatever reason, Menlo, I think, may be overreacting a little bit to the possible sweep or the counters. But it's been a good play for MA, and here's another good one.
And now I can't recall which team it was we saw earlier in the year, Ray, but it's kind of reminiscent of that scrum offense that we saw earlier.
That was Lowell that ran that one, and you're right, it is. This is a power, usually with one of the backs blocking, and that gave to the fullback again. So there is misdirection, and they haven't done as much damage with misdirection as they can. Sometimes it's, again, hard to find the ball, and then they play action off of that. So you'll see this formation almost every time.
Yeah, one thing that's necessary is speed as well, and we've seen that
Here's
so far from MA. And this one, fortunate for Menlo, as he was trying to break it to the outside, looked like he ran into his own offensive lineman, and that really stalled the play, so Menlo was able to get in there and make the stop.
He does. He runs into his own offensive lineman, and that's that counter that we talked about. It looks like all the action in the backfield goes one way, but the ball carrier is going the other, and they usually pull the guard or tackle. In that case, they pulled both.
3 men in the backfield for the Bears, and the handoff goes to the outside, trying to turn the corner, cuts it upfield, and still in bounds, down to about the 20-yard line.
Well, he really did a nice job of, staying in bounds, running that tightrope right down the sideline, and picked up additional yardage. So very, very nice play, and been impressed with the drive so far.
1st and 10 for the Bears.
Especially with this rain.
And that ball is dropped on the exchange. You mentioned the rain, and sure enough, the wet ball comes into play there, as that's going to be a loss on the play for MA.
Well, one of the things you usually do for the offense is you put towels over the guards, not over the center, but then the quarterback can clean his hands, etc. But
bit of a busted play. It looks
two
like
times
there.
in a row now. They prior to this, they had MA had run the ball very efficiently and effectively, and these last two, it looks like they have a different playbook.
Brad Eckert got in there and disrupted everything, along with Sean Hogue. So MA going
3 in a row.
And the ball is loose. Don't mention the rain anymore, Ray, as that one goes for a big loss this time. As again, it was Eckert who got in there and disrupted things.
But the exchange has not been good between the center and the quarterback in the last 3.
4th down and quite a ways, and they're going to go for it. And it's a bit of a screen underneath. And down to the 30-yard line, that's going to be, or excuse me, the 20. That's going to be short of the 1st down. So Menlo will take over on downs.
But a nice play. That was I think a good safe play that you can hopefully gain yardage, maybe even the 1st down. But a nice series and a nice offensive play call there.
7-6, the Bears out in front. Wickers throwing out to the left for Williams, incomplete. Just mistimed his jump ever so slightly, and it falls incomplete.
Well, a pretty good pressure on the passer, and so tough to complete that one. But it's just 2nd and 10, so we'll see if they can go ahead and convert. Maybe go ahead and retake the lead here.
Tupou in the backfield, 3 receivers to the near side. Quick pass out to the left is complete.
Oh, fumble.
And the ball is loose. As
I think MA is going to recover this one. There's certainly a lot of maroon jerseys there, and they do. Yeah.
So Wicker's pass was complete on the left side, but unfortunately the ball came loose as he had Ryan Stasny.
Yeah. Ryan was trying to switch the ball, and that's a smart thing to do. You want to protect yourself and the ball, but in trying to switch it, it came loose, was maybe jarred loose by the defense, and MA recovers. So Menlo's back on defense. Let's see if they can stop him.
Handoff on 1st down, trying to turn the corner, and he's got a lot of room on the far side of the field, and blockers out in front, pushing towards the goal line, pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Well, it was that's one of their base plays, that sweep now, and they've run it successfully. We saw him run it, and where he kind of tiptoed down the sidelines, and this time very close to getting in the end zone again. So Menlo's going to need to stop that play.
Handoff to the fullback this time, and he is into the end zone for a Menlo Atherton touchdown. So they take 2 plays after the turnover to get it into the end zone, and they lead it 13-6.
Now that fullback play, they're running it just a little bit wider, and I don't know if that's what's causing Menlo the problems, but they're able to. They've made good yardage with their fullback almost every time they've run it. And 6, no.
So it is 14-6 in favor of Menlo Atherton, as that kick was up and good. Kick is away, and it is taken at about the 15-yard line, still juggled down at the 10, and now moving it up quickly down the right side before finally being pushed out of bounds. For Menlo, that looked like Nakata, and it was Nakata on the far side of the field.
Well, we've talked about this before, Casey. Sometimes when you mishandle the punt, the people that are coming down, or in this case the kickoff, people coming down, they get out of their lanes. They think that maybe they're going to get a fumble recovery, and you can get a long return. So that was a pretty good return. Let's see if Menlo can go ahead and get back in and get a score before the end of the half.
1st and 10 for the Knights. Wicker's in trouble, rolling, pump fake, still rolling out, trying to get rid of it. It's tipped up and incomplete.
Well, nice. I'm impressed by the effort that MA has given here. Again, we've talked about this. Going to your left, sometimes it's difficult to throw, and you have to kind of set your feet, and you, in a sense, have to reach back to throw that. So nice defensive play, getting their hands up, and almost an interception.
2nd down. 10 for the Knights. Shotgun now for Menlo with Tupou in the backfield next to Wickers. Looking left, quickly throwing out left, and it's incomplete, intended for Tommy Ford.
Well, Menlo Atherton is playing a man-to-man defense. You can see the corners right up close and tight, and they're threatening you to throw it on them. So we'll see if Menlo can go ahead and complete one, or maybe just one big one here against them.
Wicker scrambling, he's in trouble. That ball came loose. And
now, this is a judgment call. His hand was going forward, but I think the ball was knocked down around his hip. So I don't know what they're going to rule on it, but let's take a look. His hand comes up to throw.
That's incomplete.
It should be, but
where's Tom Brady when you need him? But
they give it to tuck rule.
They give it to Menlo Atherton in good field position again.
As a reverse.
And a reverse handoff on 1st down. Cutting to the outside, gets the corner. Now diving over the cornerback who came up to make the hit down to the 15-yard line. A 1st down on a big play from scrimmage for Menlo Atherton.
Well, some fancy footwork there. That was the reverse, and it's a double handoff. That's one of the noted plays that they run, and a nice job of running. And so they picked up the 1st down, and Menlo Atherton is threatening again.
14-6, they lead. Handoff
to the fullback.
And he is into the line quickly this time as Eckert came up and made a stop. So Brad Eckert having a nice defensive first half.
He's playing some linebacker in this game, I think, because of the absence of Bo.
Handoff this time, and it going toward the goal line inside the 5 now.
Well, that's that sweep, and they've been very effective running to their offensive left, whether it's been to the fullback or to the wingback. So there's the play again.
Same play. And this one is to the 1-yard line. The official marks him down at the 1.
He's not in.
As the rain picks up again here at MA.
Well, what Menlo needs to do is have a goal line stand, maybe a couple of those. Maybe, if I say it again, Casey, it's really raining. Maybe they'll fumble the ball.
2nd and goal, and they hand it off. Same play, 3rd time in a row. And this one is in for a touchdown. So Menlo Atherton goes back to the well, and this time they strike gold in terms of a touchdown, and they are out in front 20-6.
Well, there's about a little over 2 minutes to go, so that was a nice drive by MA. Oh, bad snap. We talked about the special teams. You got to try and pick it up if you're a special teams player here on a PAT. This is the only play in football where the defense can't score, so pick it up and hand grenade it down there if you can.
So that one is no good. It's 20-6 in favor of MA. I'm not sure you can strike gold in a well now that I think about it, but I'm going to work on that one. The kick is away, taken at the 15-yard line as Williams is thrown down rudely.
Well, MA, I think, has probably scouted Menlo maybe each and every game, but they look like they kind of know what to expect and where things are going. And Jordan has usually had good returns on punts, kickoffs, etc. And here they make a real nice play, and so they're back to live action.
First down pass for Wickers out, intended for Benton, is incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, a pretty good job of blocking by the offensive line, and that's one of the things you need, obviously, in this offense to be able to have keep the pressure off of you.
High snap brought down by Wickers, throwing out left, and it's incomplete, intended for Mariyama on the near side, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
This is a pretty casual bat down by the by the defensive backs. So nice play by the MA player.
3rd down and 10 as we're closing in on under a minute to go here in this first half. Another pass out to the left, and that one is incomplete, intended for Jordan Williams.
Well, that time it was kind of double coverage, and it looked like they had a pretty good pass rush on the outside. So the corner was there, and then the safety was coming over late. So a nice play again by MA.
So the Knights will have to punt it away. Low line drive punt that's going to take a Menlo bounce. It's going to be scooped up. A nice heads-up play there as he brings it back into Menlo territory. So that was going to bounce down really, probably close to about the 30 or the 20-yard line, but he scooped it up and has a very nice return.
The bounce came right to the return man, and so he did, gained. It didn't allow the ball to keep going and gain some valuable yardage. On a wet field and in a situation like this, as a coach, I would be concerned with him catching that type of a kick.
Coaches aren't concerned. What are you talking about? They just want the kids to go out there and just do whatever they want. Handoff on 1st down. Close to the 1st down marker on the 1st down carry up the middle.
Well, now that's that same play. Instead of going to their offensive left, they ran it to their right, and they're in position to maybe get near close to a field goal. We'll see what they decide here.
Handoff around the end. Gets out of the outstretched arms of Richard Harris. Turns the corner inside the 20.
And then gets out of bounds. So a wise play, conserving the time on the clock and getting the necessary yardage or all that he could out of that play. So it's been an interesting first half where Menlo jumped out in front, and now MA has kind of dominated the second part. Fumble.
Ball is fumbled and loose, but the quarterback picks it right back up and moves it forward. He picked up about 7 or 8 yards on that play.
That's a good play. Put it in your offense, if you
fumble it, pick it back up and run. Not a problem. Time winding down here in the second quarter. Man in motion for the Bears as they try and tack on some more points. Handoff around the outside.
He may score.
And
he does.
Into the end zone for a touchdown. So Menlo Atherton.
That's that counter, and it's a misdirection play, and it's hard to see when it gets into your secondary, and that's a good job of running. He ran out of a tackle at about the 5-yard line and ends up getting it in the end zone.
They will go for 2 here, and the handoff on that sweep to the outside, and it is no good.
Now that could be a penalty because they could call that tripping, or the way the man was not tackled down, he was kind of tripped down. So they did not call it, but that's a possibility. That could have been a possibility to call that.
Low pooch kick is going to hit a Menlo Knight, jumps right back on it. So Menlo will take over. Really not much time to do much of anything here in the second quarter with MA out in front 26-6. But Menlo will give it a shot.
Sure, as long as there's 1 second left on the clock, you can go ahead and try to score.
Wickers passes over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Philip Anderson. So that one falls just out of his reach. And you see the time on the scoreboard in the background, 17 seconds to go here in this first half.
Now, we've seen Menlo score quickly in other games, and obviously you don't have to get it all in one play here. So let's see if they can get the ball down the field. Okay, that's kind of a quick screen.
Pass to Jordan, and they try to let him do the work, and now, he gets it inside MA territory before slipping down.
And that first down stops the clock. They can always call a timeout and or come up and just throw the ball into the ground to stop the clock as well. So let's see what Menlo elects to do. And that was a nice run by Jordan.
They will hurry up to the line. They start the clock. You hear the whistle in the background. High snap, Wickers pulls it down, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jordan Williams. So possibly enough time for maybe